Get ready for the ultimate journey of transformation and growth. Welcome to Season 2 of the Ironman Empowerment Podcast. I am your host, Dr. Lincoln Bryan, alongside a dynamic team of co-hosts, Pastor Clive Atkinson, Bishop Hopeton Morris, and Elder Edmund Muir. Together, we'll dive into the toughest topics, share inspiring stories, and provide practical advice to help you become the best version of yourself. From overcoming obstacles to achieving greatness, the Ironman Empowerment Podcast is your ultimate source of motivation, inspiration, and empowerment. So gear up and join the movement. Tune in to Season 2 of the Ironman Empowerment Podcast. This and every Saturday at 8 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on HGG Radio. The Ironman Empowerment Podcast. We're not just talk, we're informative. Greetings and salutation, and welcome to the Ironman Empowerment Podcast right here inside the studios of HGG Radio. And we're so delighted that you're here with us yet this morning. This is the day that the Lord has made, and we're here to rejoice and to be glad in it. We are grateful that we are alive and we are well, and we are able to celebrate the fact that we are here and we are alive. Let me say good morning to all our listeners near and far that is joining us on this morning. Thank you so much for being here with us, and good morning to my co-host, Pastor Rod Charles, and also Elder Edmund Muir. Good morning, sir, and welcome, and thank you for being, of course, here this morning. Greetings, salutation, welcome, sir.
Good
Let us
morning.
set
Good
it up.
morning.
Good morning, sir.
Morning.
We have a powerful program this morning. We're doing it a little bit different. We're tweaking some things this morning, doing it a little different. Of course, we will be really talking to folks near and far concerning the aftermath of what has just hit Jamaica, something that we have never seen or experienced before. And so we want to talk about it. We want to talk to persons on the ground to understand, to get a better understanding as to what is happening. Very, very vital to you and to families back home. So those who are outside of Jamaica, I know there's quite a number of challenges that are happening there at this time as it relates to internet connection, and some are still without power. And so we want everyone that is online, that is tuning in from outside of Jamaica, or even in Kingston. Kingston is not so damaged. There are other parts that have electricity. Please share the information with your family, with your friends, and so they too can be a part of what's happening, of what's going on, and the information they can have. I'm your host, Dr. Lincoln Bryan, and of course, we have a very powerful program lineup for you right here in the Ironman Empowerment Podcast. You know, this is where we inspire to rebuild and to lead with purpose. Here today, we're diving into the powerful and timely conversation, rebuilding together, finding strength after the storm. For in the wake of Hurricane Melissa, communities have been shaken but not destroyed. And together we'll explore how faith, unity, and resilience can turn devastation into determination. We'll be talking with people on the ground who are helping to rebuild lives and restoring hope. And we'll share with you how you can be a part of that effort through giving, volunteering, and standing with those that are in need. So I want you to stay tuned to this episode as we talk about the recovery. We're about rediscovering strength and building that strength together. We know that we are people of resilience. And of course, we want to exercise that today like never before, so that we can really help to rebuild. Because as the winds die down and the rain stop falling, what remains is often more than broken homes, but it's broken hearts, shaken lives, and communities that have been destroyed, and communities that are, folks don't even know what's the next way out. They are out of options. And so we want to really talk about how communities are really trying to find their footing again. I've seen some clips, I've seen some of the videos and photos, and I'm telling you, it's really, really devastating. Really, really devastating. Broken hearts and broken homes, and they're trying to find themselves. And so with the recent passage, it really reminds us, though, of how fragile life can be. So fragile. really, really how life can really be so fragile, and how often powerful, when we come together in unity, and really how compassionate we are, that persons are giving and they too are hurting. And in moments like this, it's not just about rebuilding your homes, but we're talking about rebuilding hope. It's about neighbors helping neighbors and community coming together and rising, and faith rising stronger than the fear. And so we want to really delve into it. Pastor, I'm going to bring you in, Elder Muir, to really just encapsulate your what's happening. A matter of fact, what's happening, sir, first of all, with your family back home in Jamaica, and your community um, down there. Talk to us, sir, in your opening.
Morning, good morning again, everyone. It's good to be back here on another episode of the Ironman Empowerment Podcast. My family mostly are in the parishes of Westmoreland, Hanover,
Bring
Saint
your mic a little
Elizabeth,
closer, Rev.
Saint Elizabeth, and of
Your
course,
mic. Just bring it up a little closer.
yes, are you hearing me now?
I'm
Ray?
hearing you. Just move your mic a little closer to your mouth.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, there you go.
Better? Thank
Yes.
you. Yes, yes. So I'm saying I'm from the western part of the island, from Savannah Lamar, and most of my family is in this area. I have family
Wow.
members in Hanover, in Saint Elizabeth, and also in Manchester. And Montego Bay as well. And when you hear this, you know that these are the areas that were most severely affected based on
Mhm.
preliminary overview. And so I only heard from my sister yesterday, and she told me that things were okay on that side in terms of them still being alive. But of course, the devastation is catastrophic. Many persons are left without homes. They don't know where they're going to sleep. They are just there and nothing. I mean, it's like something just came and just took. And I know it's not easy. In some areas are still cut off. I heard that in Bethel town there were bodies. I'm not sure how true that is, but I saw a video of that, and so we continue to pray because it's not good. Roads are still blocked. Some areas still flooded, and it's depressing for the people there. And even when we stand this far and we can feel it. It's heart wrenching. Can I say? I feel like my heart in itself is bleeding for the people of Jamaica. And so we want to just reach out in whatever way that we can, and just be there. I know we might not be able to communicate, but God is still in control of everything. So we just wanna just give God the glory that lives have been spared, because the truth is what we have seen, you would have expected so much death, but yet God preserved the majority of the people. So we have to continue just to pray and lift them up. Go ahead. That's it, Rev.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for that, Pastor Rod. What are you hearing on the ground? Any families back home, parish there in Jamaica?
Well, I find it a blessing. Um, my wife's family is we're still getting reports and stuff like that for that. I'm probably the only Grenadian. Um, uh, Anywhere, everywhere when it comes down to apostolic churches,
Yeah.
but my wife is Jamaican, of Jamaican descent, and my mother-in-law and her family, Uncle Patrick Henry, Pastor Patrick Henry, down in Jamaica. So we're praying. We haven't heard all of the news yet, but God is still good. We're still believing for safe journey and coverage. But we thank God. Um,
Yes.
I'm still I'm still old enough to remember, even here in Alberta, they call it Black Friday, when a tornado touched down in one of the most vulnerable parts of the city, and which is, a different type of, weather aspect. But the thing about rebuilding is that when hope is at the beginning and in the middle, and you exercise your faith in order for you to push through. I believe that the resiliency of the island and of the people will pull them through, and they'll be able to rebuild in such a beautiful way and manner. I believe that God has his hand on Jamaica, and I believe that there is a special blessing that is right over the horizon. So we're praying. Amen.
Indeed, indeed, Rev, indeed. So much is happening, and we want to really just spread hope and give folks hope in the midst of everything. I've happened to see the video of the Prime Minister, and we'll be sharing a lot with you on this morning, doing an aerial tour of St. Elizabeth's Savannah Lamar. We just call it Sav Lamar, just to be on the safe, of course. And the level of devastation. There are persons who reach out to said, they're in Jamaica and they're trying to get a flight out of Jamaica. Some trying to make their way back in Canada. A friend of mine is stuck down there, went down for a convention and stuck now in Jamaica with the children, everything. Flights are cancelled. All of that is happening. So I'm telling you, it's a total devastation on the ground. I give God thanks. My family's from Kingston. And so there's nothing much, no damage, no nothing to our homes and to our family in Montego Bay, who are always on this program. They have they have received some severe damage. In fact, my cousin was telling me that she had her windows all taped and board up. We learned that to prevent the shaking from the glass, and she had it all plyboard in front, and the glasses were the windows were just smashing inside the house because the wind was yet so heavy, and the vibration just had the glass just shattering. So inside the house, even with the plywood in front, it was just the glass was just shattering. The winds were very, very high as they're receiving down there in the western part of the island. So a lot has been going on, and we just want to say to stay safe to everyone that is there, and to your family. And we're just praying. We're just praying that everything will be all right. So far. So we want to really dive into hope, and talk to us about how do you find that hope, Elamure, in the midst of everything. One lady I've seen that while this is happening, she lost her house and everything, and in the midst of that, there's somebody building a house that the roof that they slab the top. The house is not finished moving, and she just going there, she and her husband, just to lay down, just to rest. And in the midst of that, gunmen came to rob them. And she said, "What I have? I have what do I have? I have nothing." And this lady was just really, really crying. She was just really crying. And so I'm telling you, it's a devastation. It's a devastation. It's a devastation. It's a devastation. And so, how do you find hope in the middle of that, Eldamure? How do you find hope, sir?
The reality of the situation, it tells us that it's not easy for anyone to find hope. It's not easy. And just imagine those who don't have that foundation of Jesus Christ. It's hard to tell them. But what I want to say is, in every form of devastation, there are opportunities. There are opportunities. It doesn't matter how bad it gets. There are opportunities, and keep your eyes open, keep your ears open, because sometimes these things happen, and initially you don't see any justice, but over time you will see things happening, and then you will recognize that sometimes things are wiped out for your good. It's not easy. We have to turn to the Bible. But what about those who don't believe? That's where my focus is right now. And some people now start to blame even God, right? And so
Mm.
it's hard when you look at a person now to speak with them. Sometimes they need just a little bit of time, just a little bit of time. And whoever you are, wherever you are, just humble, just be calm for a moment, because when things like these happen, we find that our very existence becomes chaotic. Our minds run all over the place. We fight, we have inner struggles, and we feel deprived of what belongs to us, what is really ours. And so it plunges us into a state of depression. And we don't want to get to that state because we are now looking at how to rebuild. But if you're depressed, your thought processes will not be the same. You're not able to think clearly. And in times like these, we need to be able to have clear thoughts so we know exactly what to do. In other words, the Bible tells us that my people are destroyed because of lack of knowledge. We also know that without vision, we will perish as well. And so we want to have that clear mind so we can see the vision. We can see ways and means of rising and moving above. And can I tell you this as well? You mentioned something just now, Dr. Brian, and I feel that to the core because in times of loss, and then still persons coming to steal from you. It's devastating. It really is, and words cannot express how sad that situation really is. But on the flip side, I saw a clip with this nurse, with Dr. Nurse, I'm not sure, but she was delivering babies for days during after the hurricane, and her roof was blown off. And that is resilience. When you think about giving in the midst of you not having, just give. Each one help one. And this is how we're going to rise above what we're doing. If we focus on us, we might not accomplish much. But if we unite together slowly but surely, we will accomplish much. So I want to say this morning that whatever it is that you're going through in terms of effects of this hurricane, just know that with time things will be better. Hold it out. You may feel as if there is just no further to go. The thoughts of giving up, the thoughts of suicide, but giving up now is not an option. There are help is coming from many different angles. You have to be there to know what you may be qualified for or where things are that you can get. Maybe some zinc, some boards, because help is coming in, some food. We need to be focused because we'll need things like water and clean drinking water and supplies. So we need to be encouraged. It may seem like it's everlasting, but it's not. Just hold on and God will bring you through this one.
Amen.
Thank you.
God bless you, Rev. We're showing image at this time of Black River in Jamaica and the devastation, what Black River used to look like and what it looked like after the hurricane, a total wipeout. They are reporting ground zero in Jamaica at this time. And so we want to share with you. We'll be sharing quite a number of information, clips, and views with you as we go through. I want to invite who is joining us on the program right now, dear friend and brother, Antoine Lodge. He's photojournalist with the Gleaner Company in Jamaica. And so he'll be coming through and really giving us some information, what's happening on the ground. Welcome, Sir Lodge. Thank you so much for being with us here on the Ironman Empowerment Podcast. Good morning.
Greetings, good morning, one and all. Thank you for having me firstly, Dr. Brian. Yes, I've been on the ground. I've been in Trelawney, Montego Bay, and Falmouth, and I will be going to Westmoreland this morning. And I must say that seeing the situation firsthand, it's not Looking on social media and seeing the images and the footages, it doesn't do any justice. However, when you're in person, when you're actually seeing the devastation yesterday, while we were walking through the Black River Square, I felt as though I was in Gaza or Haiti. It felt as though it was a situation that I've always seen on television or you're watching some documentary. The infrastructure was completely destroyed. The road was completely destroyed. I've seen some buildings, some old buildings that were built by with building blocks, etc. You can see where they were completely torn down. Um, in the Black River Square, everything was washed out. You can see that the waters and the wind um, wiped through the town. It's complete devastation. And as I said, seeing it online and hearing it from someone is not as effective. You'll have to be there to see the extent of the damage. Driving through Holland Bamboo, which was once a scenic view, all you're seeing is torn down bamboo. There's no sight of greenery there. Everything is just brown and dust. You're seeing people walking, they're mud. You're seeing dry mud on them, they're dirty. The people, you'll have to be there to completely understand the extent of the devastation.
So how are the people reacting though? What's the vibe? What are you feeling coming from the people?
Quite frankly, there's a high sense of optimism in the people. I remember one thing that stood out to me, like yesterday while we were driving in middle quarters, we saw a man seated on the road with what appears to be the remains of his house and his family. And, we're in the Gleaner vehicle, he waved his hand to us and he was like, we still have life, Once we not lose our life, we not lose nothing. So there's a sense of optimism and hope that is still coming from the people. And you can see the resilience. I see unity among the people. Persons in Catherine Hall on Thursday, I see where it was a united effort for persons to help each other clean out their house. So one person is starting from the back, then the entire community is cleaning this house and they're moving to other houses. So I must say that there's a level of unity and a level of optimism that is coming from the people.
Wow. Wow. So as you make your way through, Sir Antoine, as you make your way through to the different parishes, we know that Savlamar is most
Yes,
affected, the St. Elizabeth area there as well.
yes.
Talk to us about the different, in those different community, Westmoreland and so forth. What are some of the devastation in terms of road and infrastructure and rebuilding and so forth from your lands?
Yes. So one of the things I haven't been to Savlamar as yet. I'm actually heading there this morning. However, I
I'm
remember
getting a
when we were walking.
feedback. I'm
I'm not
sorry.
sure. Are you hearing me better now?
Yeah. Wow.
Are you still hearing me?
Yeah, we're hearing you. Go ahead
Oh,
until Dr.
okay.
Brand comes back on
So
screen.
what I was saying, I haven't been to Westmoreland as yet. I should be headed there after this interview. However, when you're driving through Savlamar, not Savlamar, Saint Elizabeth, one of the things like everywhere that once was a spot or once was either a shop, a wholesale, or anything. It's just wood. It's just woods on the floor, or the structure completely devastated on the floor. You're seeing zinc. Driving through Santa Cruz yesterday, the entire road is just mud. So on the side of the road, you can see that there was the tractor cleared the way and pushed the thing to the side of the mud. There are some communities that when you drive in or you drive through, you will smell the bodies because the authorities are unable to access the communities just yet. So you can smell smell the bodies in the communities. Um, you can hear the ambulance, but as I said, what you will see, I remember driving from St. Anne to Montego Bay, right throughout the communities, what you will hear is hammers going and chainsaws, and you'll hear people, they might try run a boat or they're just trying to build. So in spite of the devastation and the hard hit that the western side of Jamaica has gotten, I must say that I still see some form of effort. To add to that, I remember in Catherine Hall in Montego Bay on Thursday, everything was just mud. And I remember I was walking and everything, you can't see anywhere that you're going. You have to just walk by faith. And I remember when I stood I was walking to get a photograph and I fell into a hole. And the people were so united, and everyone ran to come and assist me. They were so concerned and curious. And then afterwards, we started to laugh about it. So amidst all the situation and the devastation, there is still some level of hope. To add to that, in the Catherine Hall roundabout in the vicinity of Megamart, it's absolute chaos. Once you're there, the road is not clear. Everything that you're seeing is just mud, just mud alone. The Mega Mart is completely flooded. The walls, when you drive along, I don't remember the name of that road, but the road where, don't remember the name of the road, but the main road before you turn onto Catherine Hall in Montego Bay in St. James, you see clothes hanging out that line by the sea, and you see persons there either washing clothes or they're taking a shower, they're just sitting there with bags and different household items that they're able to recover. When you drive on the streets, all you're seeing is just mud.
That's Howard Cook Boulevard there.
Wow, of course we're having connectivity issues
Yes.
as we speak. A lot of things are happening, but just listening to you, Antoine, it's very heartrending. It's not
Yes.
an easy thing, especially when you spoke about the stench, that smell that's
Yes.
coming through. It's not good. It's not good. But
Yes.
the good thing is that, the people, they're pulling
Remain.
together. We see the community coming together, that humanitarianism that's coming out, that resilience that's coming out from Jamaicans, because of course we know that Jamaicans have grit and determination, and we see it happening. Dr. Brian.
Yes, thank you so much. Stay with us, Reverend Antoine. Thank you so much for being here. Stick and stay a little bit with us. I want to move to Reverend Tyrell Morgan and welcome you to the Iron Man Empowerment Podcast, sir. We know that, of course, Reverend Tyrell Morgan is the host of the Heart to Heart program there on YouTube. Elder their minister at Bethel United Church, 20 South Camp Road in Kingston. Welcome to the show, sir, and thank you so much for being here with us. Reverend Morgan, we know there are some relief efforts in which you are mobilizing and trying to put together for those who are underground, those who are in Jamaica and Kingston and least affected area, and even those who are overseas, that they can play their part in assisting. I wanted to talk to us, sir, about what you are currently working on, what you're putting together. How can we help?
Hey, my brother, Dr. Brian, and all the hosts on this program. I see my friend, Reverend Charles. We met some time ago. Reverend Elder Edmund.
Bless you, bless you, bless you.
So we meet again. And my young brother, Antoine Lodge. Yes, sir. Wow, Jamaica is devastated. Even though it's mostly on the western side, there are also pockets of destruction. On the Blue Mountain side, roads and communities have been washed away. On the Portland side, folks have lost their homes. But the primary focus right now is on Black River. As Antoine said, sections of Montego Bay, Negril, Lacovia, all of that stretch. Belmont, Bluefields is in a very bad way. And so, Heart to Heart, we have started to mobilize. We have sent supplies through various networks. A lot of people are going down, so the roads are congested. So we sent off some supplies day before yesterday. We just sent off some a while ago. We have created a group, a WhatsApp group, that we're coordinating supplies from overseas, persons in the diaspora. They're sending cash and kind. We have developed a relationship with a local distribution warehouse that we're getting below the market prices for some critical supplies. And so we need help to purchase all of these and to coordinate We have linked with the First Corinthians 13 Foundation, led by Dr. Lorenzo Crombie, and he is from the North Kingston United Pentecostal Church, and they have mobilized a multifaceted mission. So he's a doctor, so he coordinates with doctors. So we're going to have volunteer doctors going down. So it's not just going to be doctors, but also relief supplies. So we have scheduled supplies going down. So we need to get the stuff from the warehouse to the vehicles and to get these down. We also have forged a relationship with Optim Ed, which is led by Dr. Keshana Ferguson. So that's a psychological aspect. So we actually started yesterday with our group. We have a group called Christian Counseling Inc., which we had a closed session because some of the counselors have been affected. Their families have been, washed out in Belmont. So we had that group session first of all, and then we're going to have a public facing session where we're going to be offering counseling, free counseling support. So it's a medical support. It is the relief aspect in terms of supplies, and there is a psychological aspect, and of course there's informational aspect as well. You can see on the screen we have released 4 avenues that we are aligned to. So the official government channel for Jamaica is supportjamaica.gov.jm. So all national efforts are being aligned through there, so folks can find these as trusted sources. We also have helpinghandsjamaica.com, and of course foodforthepoor.org. They build homes and they give food. So in immediate, the 3 R's of a disaster like this. First one is relief. Second one is recovery of critical resources such as water, light, connectivity, and then of course rebuilding, the third R. So food for the poor will get involved there. I just saw a note from my bishop. You see the 4th link there from the Bethel United Church of Jesus Christ. Almost $500,000 worth of supplies are en route as we speak down to the St. Elizabeth area, because some of our churches have been totally destroyed. Bethel Hounslow, Bethel Darliston in Westmoreland, a number of others, UPC Church in Black River, Bishop Archer, totally wiped out.
Wow.
And so help is needed. Relief first, then of course recovery. So folks can see it there. If folks can't see it on the screen, they can WhatsApp me. I'll add them to the group. If they have cash kind, I will direct them to trusted ways to give. So I'm going to give my WhatsApp number, Doc. That's okay?
Sure. Go right ahead, sir.
876-517-1530. So folks can WhatsApp me. I'll add you to our group, and you can be a part of this effort. It's gonna need a sustained effort, Doc. It's not just gonna be a 9-day wonder, as we say in Jamaica. This is total destruction on the southwest coast. Total.
Rev, can you go ahead and repeat your WhatsApp number again, sir?
876-517-1530.
1530. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for that. So that's the WhatsApp number running on your screen. It's 876-517-1530. So connect with Reverend Tyrell Morgan. And of course, this is how you can help and you can make a difference. Touch base with him. Find out what you can do from your end. So for those who are listening to us near and far, from those who are overseas, those are in Jamaica, those are in the Caribbean and the diaspora, please reach out. There's so much information available. And we also just want to point out to everyone that there's only one official website, because Reverend Morgan, the scammers are out, and I've seen so much. And so we want to bring awareness to that. The scammers are out. The only official website is supportjamaica.gov.jm. Anything else are scammers. All right. So any other site that try to mimic, because I saw some people trying to mimic this one. Some leave the dot before Jamaica and do support Jamaica Gov. That one is a scam. So please, verify. We want to make sure that your money is going into the right places and all your efforts. All right. So thank you so much, Reverend Morgan, for being here with us on the Ironman Empowerment Podcast, sir. Thank you, thank you. And I trust that you and your family are well on your side of things. I learned in St. Elizabeth almost every roof is gone. I was at a church recently, and I'm grateful that they told us that everything is all right with the roof untouchable. Didn't move, didn't shake. So we give God thanks. How is things before you go with your family, and of course your family right throughout the country?
Yes. Well, immediately we are good, just mentally vicariously living out this experience with others. My extended family, my mother, they have no power in Manchester, but they are alive and well. Thank God. The roof, we changed the roof from zinc to concrete. So,
Yes,
so I was saying
that
to
help a
somebody
lot.
yesterday, yes, yes, we need to, after in the recovery restoration period, we need to look at the policy nationally to for construction, but that's a long-term thing. Right now, we need relief and then recovery.
And then recovery. Thank you so much. When we are going to take a quick break, when we come back, we'll be talking to Councillor, PNP Councillor of the Maroon Town Division of St. James, Councillor Anthony Swaby. So stay right here with us on HGG Radio. We'll be right back. And thank you so much for joining us, Reverend Morgan.
Hello, 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 listeners. This is Pastor Liston England inviting you to come and let's dive into the truth. Join me every Sunday at 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for the Truth Be Told podcast on HGG Radio, where we're taking you to higher ground. We'll be taking a look at biblical eschatology, exploring the promise of the rapture and what it means for you. Tune in to gain a deeper understanding of where we are in world history and how close we'll be to the coming of Jesus Christ. Don't you miss it. Sundays at 3 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, only on HGG Radio.
Thank you for staying with us right here on HGG Radio's Iron Man Empowerment podcast. Thank you so much. Just want to also say big thank you to Reverend Lodge. Thank you so much, sir. Reverend Lodge, just before you go, Antoine, he's photojournalist for the Gleaner Company. I know you have a big assignment and running out. What's next for you, sir? What's the plan for today, as I'm sure your coverage continue?
Yeah, so today I will be going down for two purposes. One, to highlight some individual families. I'm not necessarily on assignment for the Gleaner today. However, I should be highlighting some families who have been devastated or completely devastated by the storm, and do a report to send back to a particular company for them to offer assistance. And also a friend of mine's, we should be going to try and get in touch with one of his family members that's down south and we haven't heard from since the devastation.
Wow, wow, wow.
Yes.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for your
Okay.
time. Thank
My
you for being
pleasure.
here with us. We know how it is, and I've
Yes,
seen
okay.
you in action, sir.
Yes,
So
yes,
be
okay.
safe as you
Yes.
continue to
Thank you
do so.
very
Have a
much.
great
And
one.
thank you
Thank
for
you.
having me. Have a good
Oh,
one.
absolutely. Thank you for being here with us. And of course, we say big thanks to Antoine Landridge, photojournalist with the Gleaner Company, providing us with some insight as to what's happening on the ground. Of course, we'll be making a switch and we'll be talking with PNP Councillor of the Maroon Town Division in St. James. I'm sure St. James has been affected. A lot is happening, of course, down there in St. James. We want to bring him in to talk to us about what's happening on the ground, relief effort, etc. So please help me welcome PNP Councillor for the Maroon Town Division, Councillor Anthony Swaby. Thank you so much for being with us, Sir Anthony. How are you this morning? How are the family? How is everybody doing?
President, good morning. Good morning. Well, I can say there is life. So once there's life, there's a way forward. But I know that mentally everybody is trying to basically cope with what has happened in the height of this Hurricane Melissa. So it is definitely a time when we all have to pray for not just strength, but for persons to not live into a state of depression and pray for their mental health, because I know that this can reach to a very devastating state as it relates to person themselves.
Yes. Talk to me about what is happening on the ground in the immediate aftermath of this hurricane in your division and in St. James.
Well, within my division is cut off from the main entrance, which that would be from the Tucker Irwin through to John's Hall area there. There is the road has totally caved in at the Springmount entrance. So we had to, most of the guys in the community, they came together and they literally cut their way through to a different route to enter
Wow.
from the Long Hill section through to Anchovy, into Roehampton, through to Mount Foot, and then through to Barnet Bush to get into the community. So that is
Wow.
the road that is basically being used. What happened actually that had to force that aspect is that we had two bodies, two persons that passed. One actually caved in. House caved in due to the Hurricane Melissa. Persons got her out, tried to rescue her, but based on the persons being marooned, by the time they tried to get out of the community, there was no way, and the person just passed during that time. And
Oh,
the other
wow.
person was actually sick. Was an elder person was actually sick, and from what I'm hearing, it's like from fright or heart attack that they. So those persons were there for probably 2 days before, 2 to 3 days before being able to exit the community.
Wow, wow, before they're able to move them to the ground. Because I'm hearing that on the ground, sir, and I must tell you, I understand the devastation that's happening in your community. So you're saying there's some roads that have been cut off, and persons are pretty much creating roads just to move around and get in the community. What is the atmosphere that is happening down there now? What stuck out to you the most when you start to walk the community and see the level of devastation?
Well, majority of it was from photos, but I can tell you, knowing what the community is and even seeing my own home in a level of disrepair was a bit
Wow,
heart wrenching for me. So it is no normal feeling. I've never got this level of emotional apart from somebody close to me passing. So it is something that leaves me wondering, and just a sense of trying to find out how am I going to help these people within the Orantown division, because that's where the heart is right now, is trying to find aid. And even as we speak, there are some persons who are from the community but have moved abroad and lived outside of the community that are coming in this morning or this afternoon thereabout with some 150 packages to assist with the community.
devast.
But I must
Yes,
must
go ahead.
add must add also that majority of our shelters that were eared for emergency shelters were deemed not suitable after a while because they lost roofing, and Melissa was just a different kind of storm for us.
Wow. Wow, wow. So your home has been affected by the storm, you're saying. So you have a lot of damages, you're saying?
Yes.
Wow, talk to us about um what you're seeing. What's the extent of the damage?
So the extent of the damage is losing the furniture, because what happened, it was a shingles roof, and what happened, Hurricane Melissa actually lift off that, went underneath the veranda and into the house. So while there's still some of the shingles, it was able to go through the veranda grill and come up. So it tore off all the drywall from the veranda and then enter into the ceiling and back down into the house. So
Hmm. Hmm.
yeah, it is something that we've never seen this multitude. It was almost like a hurricane with a tornado.
Wow. Wow, 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 wow. I mean, this is really, really, really tough. So just to give those some update in St. James, I have some updated information for those in South St. James road access update. And of course, they're saying that the roads that are now clear, you can travel safely through Long Hill and Chovy, Roehampton, Mafuta, Barnet, Bush, Springfield, and Maroon, and to Maroon Town. So Maroon Town division, your street is now clear in Maroon Town. Which road we still have access to, or the ones that are blocked currently down there in St. James?
So the one that are blocked is the one from Springfield going through to Johns Hall. That road is not possible at this time. It's totally blocked off.
Those roads are still impossible. I'm also
Yeah.
hearing learning rather, that we should avoid White Sand, Shortwood, Stonehenge, Catadupa. We have some family up there in Catadupa, and Retrieve, Mount Horeb, and Mazeland and Spring Mount. Any update from those areas so far, sir?
No, there is no. Well, Springmount will not be a no fix. I'm looking at Springmount probably in January, February there, because that's gonna take a lot of engineering work to come in and see how they're gonna create a different route to resurface that main road. So even the officers, the police station is stationed right below where that breakaway is. So they will have to travel all the way back to Montego Bay and then come all the way around through another community to actually get back. So they have to travel back to Montego Bay, travel to Long Hill, and then come around through to Anchovy to get back into Town. So they're not even able to assist in any aid. And we've even had some level of looting, but there's really nobody there to even assist with controlling that level of looting that is going on. But what I can say is that the spirit of the Maroons coming together is a beautiful picture, and they're really coming together with the absence of some that has chosen to do otherwise in terms of the looting. There are so many that are committed to bringing back the community, and they've been out there day and night just cutting down trees, clearing roadways, and even lifting light posts out of the way just to ensure that there can be a smooth commute throughout the community. So, the resilience of the Maroons, the community there, I definitely have to applaud them and what they've been doing.
Sir, Councillor Swaby, one listener, one of our viewers are asking, what is happening between Montego Bay and St. Elizabeth in terms of passage? Is there any blockage? Is the road clear from Montego Bay to St. Elizabeth community at this time?
Well, what I can tell her is that we are working to work our way up to Eldersley and those places. So we will definitely be able to go to Magati there. So, my division doesn't really stem all the way, but we will try to make way for persons to exit to be able to go to the other communities to check on their families there. So we're working on that aspect of it.
Right. Currently, for most of the street, is this impossible by vehicle? Because I've seen some clip, and there are persons who are walking for miles just to get from one point to the next. Some are saying it's bike route only. What is happening for the majority of your community and to the extension in St. James?
Our road, the road that we've taken now on Long Hill, it's a singular lane traffic coming up from Montego Bay. It's a single lane traffic, but within the space of my foot and stuff like that. Once it's just to clear all the debris, and you will be able to have a smooth two-way traffic from there. I know that up in the Niagara area, going up to Magati and those places, there are some breakaways there that I've heard of that will lead to a singular lane traffic as well. So, it's right across the division. It's a catastrophe, and it's only going to take faith and strength and unity to really bring back the community to the level where it was.
Where it was. Thank you so much. Elamior, you have a question for Councillor Swaby?
Yes, Councillor, you mentioned something of vital importance, and I'm saying it's like the hurricane walked through like a thief and came in and just destroyed. But I want to have an idea as to, you mentioned a little bit about humanity. I mean, persons coming in to give assistance. What's it like in terms of resources, though? Because you're presently marooned, but the road may have been cleared. What are the resources like that are present for those who have been affected so far?
Well, the resources for those who have been affected, there is basically little to none. This would have been our first aspect of any resources. Along with yesterday, the member of parliament, Ms. Nikisha Burchell, was able to do kitchen, a live kitchen, and she was able to get some food out to some of the shelters. And even with doing that, she was not able to come to the side of Maroon Town based on the trajectory of the constituency. So it still left us there without being tended to in full. So we're still looking forward for whatever assistance that can come in. We are without any kind of medical assistance. We had one person that was actually having a contraction, and we had to pay quite a hefty sum to actually get that person out of the community to get to Montego Bay to have her child delivered, because nobody is moving without a cost at this point, and there is no means of way to get petrol, because going to the clinics is like iPhone sending out their newest model of iPhone, and you've seen that line in New York long all the way. That's how the gas stations are. It's like you have to make an appointment. You have to be there from as early as 4 o'clock to line up there to actually get petroleum. Because I'm hopefully by today into Monday, the petroleum company will open and start doing more distribution to the gas stations, because that's also an issue that they had as well, that the petroleum company was not fully open and doing distribution. So I know that by today into Monday, that should be resolved.
Okay, that's good. A follow up to that as well. What are the different ways that persons can safeguard themselves? I know it's a little far-fetched to even say that, because many people, they don't even have where to lay their heads properly. But safeguarding yourself now. And also, has there been any incidents of theft or further vandalism apart from what has happened in the hurricane? Talk to us.
Yes, there has been some mischievous persons within our community. While we stand to be a community united, there are still some persons that choose to do otherwise, which has on a few shopkeepers that had their supplies, all of their supplies has been deleted because their roof were lifted, and persons went in, they took their 3 fridges, took out all their supplies. Another shop as well that lost their display cooler, a small hostel within the community that was also looted just the same. So what is simply going to happen now is, if we do not get supplies, the people within that space are going to be totally in a drought for food, because the farthest point that you can get food right now is going all the way to St. Anne's. That is where persons actually have to be driving to get some kind of food source, because
in terms of
Montego Bay has been
mileage,
depleted.
in terms of mileage, there are persons that might not understand like what distance you're talking about from where you are to St. Anne's. Can you just give us an average or an estimate of the distance that you'll have to go to get some food?
So basically, that's roughly 175 kilometers from Maroon Town to 180 thereabout.
Wow. Just to get some food. Councillor Swaby, I saw that some relief has started to come in from the US. I saw that their medical team has come in, and recovery team from the US, also from Venezuela. There's a plane that landed yesterday with relief effort. Has anything started trickling yet down to St. James Division? Are you seeing any of those relief coming yet into your division?
No, I've not seen any of that come to our end. I'm not sure if St. Elizabeth might have been made a priority at this point, but no such efforts have been given to us within the community from what I've been hearing mostly.
What are the plans for today as you move forward, sir?
Well, the plans for today is basically what I do for now, not being able to really get around to the community, is I try to touch base. I have persons in different communities that are touching base with families, connecting them back with families right across the region, who reach out to me and ask me to check on their family and have them connect with them. There are certain central points within the community that still have Wi-Fi, or some persons that have Starlink that will ask them to go there and speak to your family, being able to speak to your family. And I'm also getting resources to try to have a Starlink at my office, so that I can have persons come there to have some level of connectivity with the rest of the world.
With the rest of their family. Wow. So it's about today, it's about trying to just connect folks with their family members. There's still a lot of wires I'm seeing down electrical pole, internet connectivity, connection. And so I know, so what in terms of electricity, as parts of St. James start to get back some form of electricity?
Well, if it as it would be more like in the Montego Bay area, but not in the Upper St. James communities. Or, for instance, I can tell you that Southern St. James has no electricity.
Okay.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, can I jump in here?
Yes, give him the last so he can run.
Yes, I'm from South Lamar. That's where the majority of my family is, and for the most part, everything is devastated. Everything is just gone, right? Have you been able to reach out to like counselors across the country, and any feedback, anything like that?
Well, basically, it's the same. We have a caucus group that we are part, and most of what I'm getting is that they haven't gotten any aid. Well, majority of the councillors in the Western region are basically crying out for some sort of relief. I got a message this morning from one of my staff that I used to work with at Royalton that's they're basically asking me to reach out to somebody to let them know that they're in deep need of some sort of assistance or anything, because they've been marooned and not seen any kind of movement or anything. There is the only person they say that they've seen is the JPS within their space. And when they spoke to them, they said that they were going to the Negril end to try to see what they can do from that end up.
Okay, from where you're at, I know you're at a disadvantage place right now in terms of future prospects, but what does recovery of losses look like? Is there a time frame? How soon does it look as if we might get back on track? Based on your knowledge, you're in that group. What's it like?
Well, based on what I'm seeing in our EOC group, which is our Emergency Operations Center, I've not seen any effort as to any deadline or any much efforts to say that, we'll be up and ready by X or we'll be starting on this community. So I'm still looking out to see when we'll be getting some of those information or updates from those agencies.
So nothing from JPS, sorry, Dr. Brand, so nothing from
Yes.
JPS or the Water Commission as to
So JPS has basically given an advisory that they're working assiduously to get Buckler lines or power up. That's the most communication I can share with Pastor Brian. When I'm off this call, I'll just share with his WhatsApp the communication that I've gotten from JPS as it relates to any improvement towards the communities. But I can tell you, with what I'm seeing in Marrontown, every street that you go onto, there is at least 5 poles that are down.
wow.
So I can tell you that the last time in Beryl, it took us roughly about 2 to 3, over more than 3 weeks before we got back electricity. So, and when I said that, we had communities still that went into over 2 months, over a month or more, that didn't get back electricity after Marrontown got back electricity. So it's going to be a tough walk.
Quite some time. Thank you so much, Councillor Swaby. I know you have a busy day. I know a lot is going on your side, but we really
Yes.
want to thank you for stopping by here on HEG Radio and to help us spread the word, of course, to our folks in Jamaica and those in the diaspora, and of course, the wider world, that they can get the information and able to reach family and able to, of course, contribute. We have been giving the official government website as the ways that persons can support, and hopefully we can go there and, of course, get all those resources in. Anything from your side as to how persons can do definitely for Marrontown Division for your area?
Well, for Marrontown Division, I'm reaching out to diaspora that would have lived in the Marrontown Division or from the Marrontown Division, our family there. That one of the main things, while we understand that giving to central government will serve a more wider space, we also want those families to come together and probably form something to come in, because The rebuilding process is not going to just be about the food aspect. But if there's carpenters out there, if there's builders out there, if there's persons out there that can contribute to materials, to helping those with a less fortunate aspect that have totally lost, or their homes have totally been depleted, to just come in and give their support. If it's applied it that they can purchase, if it's a pound of nail, whatever it is, those are some of the kind of contributions I'm looking for my community to really get it back to where it needs to be.
Thank you so much, sir. How can persons reach your office if they deem they need to make connection with you to offer some support? How can they reach out to you, sir?
Well, they can reach me on WhatsApp through 420-1421. That's 876.
420
Yes.
1421.
Yes.
All right, so they can reach out to you via WhatsApp. Of course, you can assist with that. So thank you so much. Anything else you want to share before you go, sir?
No, it's a pleasure for you guys having me here, and I really appreciate it. And
Of course.
continue doing what you're doing to spread the word across this world, to get in whatever aid it is to help us in Jamaica.
Absolutely. Thank you for being here with us on the Ironman Empowerment Podcast, sir. There we have it. We've been talking with Councillor Anthony Swaby of the Maroon Town Division in St. James. And of course, the way that you can help, you can reach him at 876-420-1421. Of course, the number again is 876-420-1421. And of course, this is the way how you can help. So you can get in touch with Councillor Swaby directly. And of course, you can, he said, we're looking for carpenters, we're looking for builders, anybody that he can get, of course, to come in and to assist and to provide some aid for those that are in the community. Really, really need that. We need that to start happening. So thank you, everyone. Thank you so much for listening and for being here. Gentlemen, it's a lot. It's a lot that is happening.
It is. It is.
Just to debrief from everything that we are hearing on the ground. Your
And
thoughts.
that's important, Doc. Is that we have spoken recently about a lot of mental health issues and how we as a people are able to combat depression, and that's the theme that I keep on hearing from our individuals who are on the ground, is making sure that we do come against the spirit of depression with a very focused and intentional thought pattern. And I understand that in the face of adversity, the church has a way of galvanizing individuals to move towards their faith and to make sure that they understand that God is for them and not against them. So it's important for us to really get this to get this right in and to make sure that even because there is the danger that folks will see the church as just someone who says, see, if you not live right, this is what happens, but we want to be the voice of reason and hope and optimism, and I'm encouraged to know that there are folks on the ground who are very level-headed, and thank God for this podcast this morning that gives us an insight and also very specific action items, for moving forward. A lot of times there's always this big speculation and what we can do, and everybody's hopping from one foot to another as to what it is. So I thank you, Doc, for being very focused and targeted to make sure, even to the fact that if people do have the ability. I just spoke to one of our seniors, that basically she snowbirds into Jamaica during the winter months, and I was so worried. I just actually caught up with her this morning, because she usually stops off in Toronto, at her family there, and then moves on to Jamaica. And we just finally got a hold of her this morning. She called back and said, I haven't even make it to Jamaica yet. I'm still in Toronto. I'm going
Oh,
next week.
wow.
So we're just so relieved. Shout out to Sister Verona Marshall. God bless you, ma'am. We're just so relieved that she's okay, and God has spared her. So just keep on doing what you're doing, Doc. It's
Yes, sir.
amazing to have that to get rid of the speculatives and all of I heard this, I heard that, so it's important for us the church and church folks to be the voice of reason. God bless. Yeah.
Absolutely. And just to get that information on the ground from credible sources and persons that are on the ground who are actually
Amen.
doing the work. So I just got some information from Councillor Swaby regarding the Jamaica Public Service. And we just want to remind folks, because I know a lot of persons, especially in the diaspora, where our radio station is here in Canada, and we have listeners from all over the world. And so we just want to provide some information. Oh, I would be remiss to all my listeners in Antigua. A happy Independence Day to you. So happy Independence Day to all our listeners in Antigua. Shalom. God bless you all. And thank you so much for being here with us, of course, week after week on the podcast. For the Jamaica Public Service, just in case you're wondering and trying to reach your family, there's still a lot of persons without electricity in the country. Councillor Swaby have sent me some information from the Jamaica Public Service just so that you can understand how they're
I think Dr. Brian has cut out, but we're still here. We're still
yes.
here.
Yes.
Go ahead. Go ahead now.
Yes,
Dr.
I'm
Brian.
so sorry. Just having some technical difficulty on my side. But just want to share some information with you as to how they're working, how they work after the hurricane. There's a 6-step restoration process that Jamaica Public Service is working with. And the step 1, of course, they're doing damage assessment. And they have started this, I think the day after the storm. They have started their damage assessment. And of course, they want to inspect the power line to just make sure that the grid network they identify, the repair that they need. They can't just turn on the power. Lines are on the ground, dangers are ahead. So they have to do the risk assessment first, check the different areas that the connections are before turning those on. They want to repair critical infrastructure. I saw an interview with the CEO, and he's saying that metal, hard iron metal, that holds up generator that he don't expect to move, have been twisted and broke by this hurricane. This wasn't no joke. If it's twisting up metal, there are roofs that are hurricane proof roof that just it just go like paper. So some metals in major infrastructure have been damaged. So they're dealing with some major infrastructure. So that's the second step. Step 3 in the process, they want to restore essential service. And this has to be hospitals, water pump, telecom system, morgues, police station, and other essential service. So that's step 3. So they're going to go through this before they can move to residents. Step 4 is to restore major line, major artery. They're going to do that to business areas and to customers alike. So you can go and get your stuff at different supermarkets, etc. So they're going to do that in step 4. Step 5 is to repair smaller lines. After you repair smaller line that feed communities, include those off the main road, and then they move into the individual homes, which is step 6 of the process. So, of course, sometimes will overlap, but there's an established restoration order in order to restore power to the country. So some folks, you may not hear from your family as often as you norm. And as Councillor Swaby said, they're trying to set up, as it is right now, a Starlink. I know Flow Jamaica is doing complimentary internet package and internet service for those in Jamaica at this time. And so for via Starlink. And so we want persons to be aware as to what's happening so they too can participate in this. For those that are here in Canada, just want to give you this information, and we'll continue talking. Hurricane Melissa Relief Program for Jamaica from Canada, and this is put on by the Jamaica High Commission here in Canada. For those who are in Canada, this is how you can do. Right on my screen for those who are on the YouTube link, and those who are on radio on hegradio.ca. We just want to provide you some information. Again, there's only one one official support site for Jamaica for hurricane relief, and this is supportjamaica.gov.jm. All right, and so you can do that there. But for those that are in Canada, we have drop off points for non perishable items. You can go to the Jamaica Canadian Association, that's 995 Arrow Road. All right, so that's the Jamaica Canadian Association. The Montreal, Jamaica Canadian Association of Montreal, and this is at 4065 Rue Jean Laton, Montreal. So you can go there. For those who are in London, Jamaican in London Ontario Association, and this is at Irie Market in Ween Community Center. You can always drop this into your Google if you don't remember. Mississauga Atlas Cargo Emergency Relief Warehouse in Mississauga, 65 Northwest Drive. Take whatever you can and drop it off. They're going to get these services in Jamaica. They're working with the Jamaican government to ensure that these is given. And this information is from the Jamaica High Commission of Canada. Those that are in the Durham region, you're in the East End outside Toronto, then you need to contact Stephen Gritton or StephenGritton@gmail.com, 289-996 8767. And all the other province, please go to the Honorary Council of Local Jamaican Community, and you can get some information, of course, from the Jamaican High Commission in Ottawa. You can Google that, get those information, get those contact out. For those who are in Canada, you have no excuse. If it's not located in the province that you live, then you can make your donation directly at supportjamaica.gov.jm. So I just want to give some information for you. St. Elizabeth, Black River St. Elizabeth, volunteer can choose date. They are looking for volunteer. So those are in Kingston and least affected areas, that if you can go, please, that's today, November 1st, and tomorrow, November 2nd. They want you to sign up. Go to Lucky Cleaver FDM and Instagram, or Lucky Clover, FDM, Lucky Clover Foundation at gmail.com. Go there and sign up to volunteer in St. Elizabeth. And so they're saying, once you're well-able body, please go and sign up. There's a barcode on our screen for those who are listening that you can sign up and assist. There's an official press release. I just want to give you all the official information right here for those who are listening to us near and far. Regarding the airport, somebody asked a question. I know Montego Bay Airport was only open for repatriated flight, and it was just for a small window. Most persons have been diverted to Kingston, and they're also using the Ian Fleming Airport in St. Mary, and these are only being used, the St. Mary just for repatriated flight. Kingston Airport, I believe, in short order will restore flight for incoming and outgoing. But of course, they were using Kingston to offset those who are in Montego Bay. So they're shuttling tourists and so forth from those affected area, shuttling them to Kingston and trying to get them out of the country before they resume to start getting those flights. So we just want to let those know. Blessing again, Antigua's in the house. I'm telling you, the Antigua Massive always here. So we just want folks to know and just to give you all those information. Somebody asked any update in Ginger Hill. We don't have much update. What we know is that St. Elizabeth right throughout is devastated, and those in Black River has been declared ground zero, and St. Elizabeth is where all the efforts have been being focused at this time. And of course, then they move on to the other parishes, of course, St. Elizabeth and by extension Westmoreland, because those are the most affected parish. Those who have shipped items to Jamaica are shipping item. The Jamaica Custom Agency, this is a press release. The government of Jamaica suspend import duty and GCT on hurricane relief items. So those who are shipping stuff at this time, they're removing those tax and everything off. Those are items that will deemed necessary for the recovery relief, critical relief supplies, including food and clothing and toiletries to assist affected individuals individuals, communities, and families. So for those who ship a food barrel in Jamaica or to Jamaica, the GCT will not be counted. And so this, during the approved relief period, importers, whether individual or organization, will not be required to pay import duty or GCT on these designated items. Please note, however, that all applicable fee and charges, including environmental levy, standard compliance fee, and custom administrative fee, will remain applicable. The suspension become effective on October 29, 2025, and this will expire on November 28, 2025. Items imported before October 29 will not qualify for these suspension or the relief items. So, in other words, if you ship your barrel before October 29, they will not remove the tax. Of course, it will be on the transcript there. But if it's shipped after and you're shipping food barrel, those taxes will not apply. The Jamaica Custom Jamaica Custom Agency remain on the front line of Jamaica Relief Response, working in collaboration with ministries, departments, and agencies and other partners to fast track the clearance of critical supplies. And so they want to get those assistance out to those who really need it. So of course we want to say bless you, Lady Simone, Lady Stacy Simpson, and she said she have family in St. Elizabeth. You know, the damage is bad. I trust that you're able to hear from those in St. Elizabeth pretty soon. We have given some hope for Jamaica Community Hurricane Relief concert that is happening at the Jamaica Canadian Association. Again, for those who are in Canada, it's Thursday, October 6th. They're trying to raise some funds. This is under the distinguished patronage of the High Commission of Jamaica to Canada. And so this is one of those that are put on along with CJDC Canada, the Jamaica Canadian Association, in order to raise some funds for those. All funds will be donated to the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management. So under the patronage of the Jamaica High Commission, for those who are in Canada, please go, and if you can give those. Brooklyn, New York, I will not leave you out. Donation is needed for Jamaica. Food, non-perishable Pampers for adults, for babies, baby formula. You can drop that off at Volume Cut Barbershop. So my friends over there in New York, in Brooklyn, New York, Tabernacle of Love family, and those who are listening to us Saturdays after Saturdays, you can make your way to Volume Cut Barbershop, and this is on Utica Avenue. See, same avenue as your church. You don't have no error, no reason not to drop off something. 1069 Utica Avenue in Brooklyn, New York. That's Michael number is 917-562-2149. And so that's a Volume Foundation and Volume Entertainment, along with Volume Cuts Barbershop. They're raising this and sending these off to Jamaica. So make your way over to Volume Cut Barbershop at 1069 Utica Avenue and donate something. All right, so those are happening. Eglinton Studio M is putting on something as well. You can drop off at Studio M for Jamaica Relief Fund, and Studio M is located at 1672 Eglinton Avenue West in Canada. So for those who are in Canada, those who are in New York, I think I've covered almost everywhere that I know, and the information that I've been receiving for the different relief. So you got the credible information right here on HEG Radio, Ironman Empowerment Podcast. Elamior, debriefing, sir.
Wow.
For the next few minutes. A lot.
Wow. It's a whole lot. It is a whole lot. You know, and you can feel that strange feeling on the inside, just listening, just hearing from those who are on the ground. And something interesting that was said, it's one thing to see it on the social media platform and another thing to be there on the ground. So if we're feeling this way, can you imagine what they're feeling? And they're in Westmoreland, right? Someone asked about Grangeville. Let me just say what I know about Grangeville. There has been mass devastation. The church at the square, I'm not sure if it's a Methodist, but it's at the square on the Sterling Road, right where you turn to go to the high school. That church is devastated. Every single bit of the roof is gone. It's gone. Many other churches, they are gone. Manning School, Geo
Yes,
teacher, who is that? Big up
I
on
think
yourself from your geography teacher from. Oh, the Lord bless you.
that's your teacher, Elamure, your teacher from
Yes,
Mannings.
and just to say as well, Manning School, we have lost the foundation building, Thomas Manning
Wow.
building. It's destroyed, and that was something that we tried every way to retain. Even in repairs, it's repaired and it's left the same. And many of the classrooms, they have lost roofs. It's like a whole another starting over for
Oh my
the
God.
Manning School. Our heart goes out for them as well. And back to Grange. And so I have also seen footage of other churches that have been destroyed, even in the not Chantilly, but in the Landilo area, Bishop Williams Church, pastored by Pastor Craig. It's flat, it's down. You
Wow.
can see the rubbles, and the podium is still standing, and everything else is down. No roof, no nothing, and it's still standing. So it's catastrophic, and I don't even believe that's the word. It's greater than that for the people, and they're just hanging on. It's not easy. It's not easy. And those of you who can give hope, please reach out to someone, give them hope, because our strengths are different, and some people might be stronger than others. Try to reach out to someone. Try to allow them to know that it's not over. It is not over. Just hold somebody's hand, bring them up. If you have, I remember when I was in college, and I will never forget, we had one bulla, for those of you who know bulla, and we were hungry, and that one bulla served for 6 persons. So you can imagine in times like these, whatever we have, we try to share so others can have. Don't just be selfish in this season. It is a whole lot. I was told also that Trelawney is devastated, and there are places that are still marooned. In the area of Westmoreland, Dr. Brian,
Yes.
Cave Mountain, I saw some clips, and even the trees have lost leaves, and they have been. I mean, they are down, but the leaves are gone. It's like an entire wave came and just cut everything off. And so we know that it's not so easy. We know that it is hard. And if you have not heard yet from your relatives and friends, there are various means and ways that persons are finding now. In Savannah Lamar, as Dr. Brian said, in Sav, there are numerous places you can go to. But what I hear, when they realize that there's too much persons coming there, then they will change their passcode or do something. So you can go into the South area and you'll see where persons are gathered, if you're able to make it in. So you can reach out to your family and friends abroad, because they are worried. Some of them are going in severe state of depression, and they're
Hmm.
crying out all over social media looking for you. So if by any chance you hear this, please try to reach out to all those whom you think are looking out for you. Thank you,
For each
Dr.
other.
Brian.
Thank you so much. Got a release from Bishop Devon Brown, presiding Bishop of Bethel, Jamaica, the West Indies organization. And this is to advise the group of members of the Bethel Church and its surround that there's a group that is on their way from the organization with emergency relief supply valued at over 400,000 Jamaican dollars to distribute to our brethren and members of the community in Hounslow, Barber Hall, and Pepper. That's down in St. Elizabeth, Westmoreland area there, where the churches are currently located. These areas were severely affected by the passage of the Category 5 hurricane on Tuesday. He said another group with supplies as well is on standby to move into Darliston tomorrow, if that is accessible. They want to get there as soon as possible. And so he asks that we continue to pray for the safe journey for those representatives who are heading into those areas. Of course, these are some of the areas are impassable by vehicle. Some you have to go on foot. But of course, from the organization level, he said it is our intention to make weekly trips with relief supply for the next few weeks, as long as it takes. Bethel organization will respond and of course he will be sharing some images and so forth as to what's happening in the community. So churches and organizations are responding to this
Coming
as best
together,
as
yeah.
they can. They're coming together, and we're seeing this. We're seeing that with Jamaica, that tenacity, that coming together, that the little that they have, everybody's trying to share, and everybody's trying to do their little in, at this time. It's really a tough time. It's really a tough time. But one of the greatest thing is that when we can come together, we see greater when we all come together. And I most want to extend my deepest condolences to the Prospect Shiloh Apostolic Church. Of course, they've lost their pastor, very lovely man. I was with him in August. A pastor, Armando Simpson. That's Pastor Simpson has made his transition from time to eternity on Wednesday, October 29, 2025. And of course, we know the pain that his immediate church family is feeling at this time, and later arrangement will be made. That's Pastor Elder Armando Simpson. Very, very lovely man. The pastor of Prospect Shiloh Apostolic Church down there in St. Elizabeth. I'm telling you, I was just with him there. I was preaching in St. Elizabeth, and we had a good conversation afterwards. He has made his transition, don't know what's around it, but we ask that you continue to pray for the Shiloh organization, of course, for Shiloh St. Elizabeth. Yes, sir.
Dr. Brian, just yesterday I learned also that Bishop Smith from Mount Carey in St. James, he suffered a heart attack yesterday, I believe, and it's a painful one. It's a painful one. Or day before, I am thinking it may have been too much for him. What he saw, what was going on, So our prayers goes out for them, and also all the relatives and friends, the church community. We really are saddened by this.
Really, really a tough time. It's really a tough time. It's really a tough time. Really a tough time. That we are dealing with and that we are facing. And so everyone is reaching out. From my own Bishop Barrington Smith, let me just give this last release and then we move to the close. From the decks of Bishop Barrington Smith, Diocesan Bishop of the Canada District Council, Senior Pastor of Kingdom Life Ministries. Hurricane Melissa has left a trail of destruction across the island of Jamaica, home of many of us. Our family members and friends have been severely impacted by the strongest storm to strike the Caribbean in modern history. The Canada District Council, PAW, of the Pentecostal Assemblies of the World, and Kingdom Life Ministries stand with our family members and brothers and sisters in the island of Jamaica, and we pray before the storm, during the storm, and now praying through the recovery effort. We are confident that although it will be long, difficult, and challenging recovery, God will bring restoration to the people and the island of Jamaica. As we continue to support our brothers and sisters and friends of this nation, we will add our resources to our voice. We will coordinate targeted effort to assist those who suffer the greatest loss. Jamaica will rise from the ruins of this disastrous hurricane, and the sun will continue to shine on the beautiful country, Jamaica land we love. And so the Pentecostal Assemblies of the World, Canada District Council, as well as the Kingdom Life Ministries will be putting together our resources to help those who have been affected in Jamaica. So churches, we're seeing it, Elamure, churches all over, they're trying their very best and they're doing their very best how to assist at this difficult time. So we want to thank you. Elam, your final word before we wrap this program. Very, very, a lot of information to give. And I trust that as we give this information, you can take it, you can receive it. And what we want to shut down is all the hearsays and stuff that may not be correct. All right. So Elamure, I'm going to bring you in at this time just to provide with your final word before we close. Just unmute and come, sir.
Thank you so much, Dr. Brian. I believe that a lot of information have been shared here. My word to the people on the ground is that try to ensure that you're not scammed at all. just go to the relevant authorities. We have shared numbers, we have shared websites where you can go to get information on the recovery process. We know that Jamaicans are very resilient, and we will find ourselves out of the toughest of situations. This is no different. It's bad. We have never seen it, but we are Jamaicans. We are strong. God bless and keep you. Remember our national anthem and our pledge. They're like prayers and covenants with God. And so I pledge to God, and whatever we pledge to him, he will ensure that care is taken. So God bless you. And know that God is still in control. He's still the mighty God, the loving God, the caring God, the God that you know that will provide in times of trouble.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. And someone also remind me to share that one of the biggest voice in Jamaican radio land, many of us grew up to his voice, Barrington Gordon, but better known as Barry G, has made his transition. They, of course, call him in Jamaica the Boogeyman. Has earned that name and has received the Order of Distinction, OD, in Jamaica, has also made this transition, so that voice you'll no longer hear on radio. Again, we just want to warn you, as Elder Muir says, regarding the scamming and the activity. We have the numbers that we have shared there for you. We have the different organizations that are working on the ground. And again, we want to share this. There's only one website officially that Jamaica has. It is supportjamaica.gov.jm. It's the only website, supportjamaica.gov.jm. So please utilize it there. Councillor Swaby have given us a number for Marintone Division, and if you want to contribute, 876-420-1421. Thank you, everyone, for being here with us, for sticking and staying with us, and for helping us, of course, to spread this word. Now we're depending on you to share it with your family and your friends. As we close today's episode of the Ironman Empowerment Podcast here at HGG Radio, I want to remind you that storms don't last forever, but strong people and strong communities do. Today we talk about rebuilding together, finding strength after the storm, and we have heard stories of courage. Oh my God, we have heard stories of courage. We have heard about compassion and community. The real power lies not just in what happened to us, but in how we respond, in how we come together and to lift each other up. So whether you give, volunteer, pray, or simply encourage someone who's hurting, know that your small act can make a big difference, because rebuilding isn't just about restoring walls and roof. It's about restoring hearts and hope and faith. So I'm your host, Dr. Lincoln Bryan, and we want to thank you for being here with us on yet another empowering episode and conversation on the Ironman Empowerment Podcast. Thanks to Elder Edmund Muir, Pastor Rodney, Councillor Anthony Swaby, Minister Tyrell Morgan, and of course, photojournalist of the Gleaner Company, Antoine Lodge, for stopping by and for sharing this insightful information with us. And so on behalf of the entire production crew right here on HGG Radio, we want to thank you for being here with us. And again, we said to share, like, and subscribe. You can download our app at Higher Ground Gospel Radio. You can also find us at hggradio.ca, where you can continue to listen to empowering content. Until next time, thank you so much. And remember, Jamaica will rise again. We will rise again, and there is still hope. Jamaica, land we love. Thank you, and take care. Until next week, goodbye, and thank you. Yes, somebody said Falmouth is devastated. Thank you so much. Have a great one. Elder Muir, God bless you, sir.
Get ready for the ultimate journey of transformation and growth. Welcome to Season 2 of the Ironman Empowerment Podcast. I am your host, Dr. Lincoln Bryan, alongside a dynamic team of co-hosts, Pastor Clive Atkinson, Bishop Hopton Morris, and Elder Edmund Muir. Together, we'll dive into the toughest topics, share inspiring stories, and provide practical advice to help you become the best version of yourself. From overcoming obstacles to achieving greatness, the Ironman Empowerment Podcast is your ultimate source of motivation, inspiration, and empowerment. So gear up and join the movement. Tune in to Season 2 of the Ironman Empowerment Podcast. This and every Saturday at 8 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on HGG Radio. The Ironman Empowerment Podcast. We're not just talk, we're informative.